Alright, hi everybody, it's Zucchini, and I want to do a quick video about black people leaving the church, black people not adhering to Christianity. That is happening at an exponential rate. It's been happening a lot, over the past 3 or 4 years anyway. Just alarming, a very real rate. As I talked about in my videos before, Saturn and Capricorn, that talks about restructuring institutions, and church is an institution. Jupiter and Scorpio working with that energy as well is going to bring about a more of an interest of the occult, more of a rise to spirituality, yoga, meditation, astrology, all kinds of things like that. The thing is with black people, as we become more and more proud of ourselves, we are realizing that a lot of the things that we do, we've inherited from slavery, and one of those things being is religion. And religion does control how you think, and when you are convinced that your childbirth pains are a curse, your period is a curse, as a woman, following that kind of religion, it does oppress you. And people have talked about how the church oppresses women. It tells them to stay in marriages that suck. They don't necessarily help a lot of women who are dealing with abusive situations, especially when they're married. I know there's a book called The Black Church, Where Women Pray and Men Pray, Prey. And it talks about how there are a lot of abusive men ministers and things like that are very, and women ministers too, who take on this patriarchal view and really put women on the back burner, women and children on the back burner, and have women just suffering. We talked about why, or how there are so many black women in church that are single. And the thing is, I don't necessarily believe it's the church that's doing it. It's the mindset that a lot of people have that go to church. Okay. I've seen it. I've seen a lot of women be in really, really shitty marriages. And if they weren't Bible-believing women, they would have left. But it's because the Bible says if a woman divorces, that she's committing adultery if she marries again. Whoa, that's heavy. I need to make this work. Or you have a minister telling you marriage is for life. Although you and this person just really aren't working out. Y'all are just not compatible. Maybe you just made a mistake, with that person. A lot of children coming forth about, or saying that they came forth as children about sexual abuse and they weren't believed, or they were told to just pray about it or to forgive. Just forgiveness in general. I know a lot of black folks are tired of that. We're getting tired of forgiving and turning the other cheek because we're like out of cheeks. Face cheeks, ass cheeks, we're out of cheeks, and we're tired of it's like, when is our turn? And especially black women, we're just kind of like at that point of just being really, really fed up with it. And we really are looking at the church, black people and the ones who are leaving church, especially, like, what are you doing for the community? We're still impoverished, especially when these ministers are very well to do. Black people are tired of it. They're just tired of seeing our people struggle more and more and more, and the church is not doing the things that it is saying it's supposed to do. I'm sure like I said, some ministers will be exposed over the next, we got about 11 more months of this transit. 10 more months while Jupiter will be in Scorpio. No, it's 11 more months. So yeah, this is going to be really interesting. 2018 especially. But that's why. They're just tired of it. And when you hear about the history of how Christianity began, if you read about the Council of Nicaea, if you read about, just the things that happened during slavery, most black people are like, whoa, like, why would I want to believe in this? But then you have some people who are just so brainwashed where they feel like, well, it was God's will. It was supposed to happen that way. And so those people probably are going to have a real hard time because, like I said, more and more people are going to wake up. They're leaving. They don't see the benefit of going to church. They're saying, hey, maybe it's not prayer I need, it's therapy. Maybe if I tell you that I'm having real marital problems, or the child comes and says, hey, someone's touching me inappropriately, and you're not doing anything about it, you're turning a blind eye to it just as long as you get paid, that is going to really, for a lot of people, that has jaded them. Bad church experiences. But another thing is that we have the internet. We have Google. And you can Google so much stuff about Christianity and black people and the church, and you will, it's irrefutable evidence that, it was definitely imparted upon enslaved peoples for the full the full aspect of control. The same reason why they said don't go to the seers. Don't, it's because they didn't want people to be able to think for themselves. Well, now Saturn's about to go in Capricorn, and it's all about thinking for yourself. So the churches are going to be dropping. The ministers are going to be getting exposed. And if we do keep a church or a spiritual center for Black people, that is like common in our culture, it's going to be different. The church is going to be different. Church is going to be a lot more spiritual. It might get a little bit witchy, might get a little bit, we might be having some African dance in the front. We might have, some other stuff going on. We might start talking about, astrology. You never know what's going to happen with Jupiter and Scorpio and Saturn and Capricorn coupled together for the most of the year, almost all of the year. But that's going to change. Because Saturn's going to be in Capricorn 3 years, but church, as we know it yet, the old school church, no. And if your minister ain't talking about nothing, you're going to start getting over it. Like, dude, you're not really feeding my spirit like that, dude. And people are going to keep leaving. Even if you think, no, I would never leave the church. I am fate till I die. Same church I've been going to since I was 4 years old. You will be surprised how you may not want to do that anymore. You'll see more exposés about that, about church and about Black people leaving the church and changing their religious systems and becoming more into the occult and African traditional religions, or ATRs as people are calling them, taking back hoodoo, taking back voodoo, or more people becoming initiated into priest and priestess type religions, and those people heading their own spiritual systems. You might have a friend that's like, oh girl, yeah, I go to a hoodoo temple, and girl, we be learning stuff, and we give offering. You might be like, whoa, when did that start? Yeah, because it's not hard to research, and so that's why it's not hard to research. And they researched and found out, yeah, all of this was made up. All of this is a lie. The person that's in these pictures that has been depicted as Jesus is somebody's cousin or nephew. This is a whole bunch of BS that was concocted and changed to control people and get them to do literal labor. Like, why would I want to uphold that? Black people are realizing, Black women are realizing too, that a lot of the things that we hate that hold us down so much, we're upholding. We're paying tithes to it. We buy it. We watch it. And we're going to start snatching that power back. That's exactly what we're doing. When Black folks aren't going to church, especially if they're investing in their own communities, that's a lot of money that is being circulated elsewhere versus just to a minister. And just for that building, for that church. You see what I'm saying? That money is being circulated elsewhere. Maybe someone's like, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to do this. I'm going to start shopping locally in my community. I'm going to start buying from Etsy, small businesses. That money's going to be going other places other than just to keep a building up. That even when you go and show up and say, hey, I can't pay my light bill, they can't even help you. No, people are going to take their money back. And so that's definitely happening. And so I think Black folks leaving the church, there will be a spiritual revolution first. And I think that then that's going to cause an economic revolution, because we're going to realize all we have is one another. So that's my take on that. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Bye.